The championships, commonly known as Wimbledon, is happening right now. The best tennis players in the world are competing in the most well-known tennis arena in history for the most coveted trophy in our sport. But how did this event become the pinnacle of tennis, and what makes this venue one of the most exclusive and mysterious tennis clubs on earth? Hey guys, I'm Charles Connolly, and this is The Break. This is the professional tennis calendar. Over 60 men's events and over 50 women's events make for a tennis season that literally does not end. But the tennis season more or less revolves around just 4 tournaments known as the majors: the Australian Open, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and the US Open. This year, Wimbledon, officially named the Championships, announced that they'd dish out over $70 million in prize money. Over $4 million of that goes to the singles winner, making it the second biggest champions check in tennis. The ranking points up for grabs at Wimbledon are also the highest in tennis. If you make a deep run at a major, you could leap potentially hundreds of ranking spots. Now, here's how the ranking points are distributed. Lose in the final of a slam and you still earn 200 more ranking points than if you were to win the next biggest tier tournament, a Masters 1000. These ranking points could get you automatic entry into the biggest tournaments for the remainder of the season, leading to bigger payouts and even more ranking points. The money and the points take a back seat to the prestige though. Wimbledon whites, set against the perfectly manicured grass courts at the All England Club, make for a tournament with endless aura. Winning Wimbledon is the pinnacle of our sport. While the casual sports fan might not know Rod Laver Arena or Suzanne Lenglen or exactly where the US Open is held, they all know this image. Wimbledon is tennis. It's iconic. But how did Wimbledon become the tournament every tennis player dreams of winning? Part of that prestige comes from the fact that this is the oldest tennis tournament in the world. Back in the 1860s, the All England Club was founded for the purpose of croquet. Around 10 years later, lawn tennis had grown so much in popularity that the club decided to put on a tournament to promote the sport and raise money. Over the next 150 years, the championships became the most exclusive and prestigious tournament in tennis, evolving from a tournament for locals to an amateur event and eventually a professional tennis tournament in the Open era. Don't let the old world history of Wimbledon fool you though. The All England Club has partnered with global sports media company IMG for over 50 years to bring in billions of dollars in revenue. Over half of that revenue comes from their broadcast media rights, a deal that media-savvy IMG has helped broker. Outside of the media rights, ticket sales and sponsorships make up another 30% of their roughly $500 million annual revenue stream. Royalty regularly attends, and winning here fast-tracks you into the tennis history books. But why Wimbledon? How does a tournament played on tennis's least common surface become the tournament most associated with tennis? For one, this tournament served as a gathering place for tournament directors in the 50s and 60s who were determining who they'd invite to play in their events throughout the year. Play well at Wimbledon, impress the tournament director from Basel or Australia or New Jersey, get invited and sometimes paid to come play. Back then, you wanted to peak at Wimbledon. Secondly, Wimbledon's prestige has a lot to do with its status as the most exclusive tennis club on the planet. And by exclusive, I mean almost impossible to get in. The club has a total membership of around 500 with less than 400 full and lifetime members. And don't expect to pay your way in either. To join, you must know and be recommended by 4 current members, all of which must write a letter on your behalf. The waitlist consists of around 1,000 people. This makes for a tight-knit, small group of very powerful people. Membership fees aren't as much as you'd think, probably less than $1,000 a year. There is another way to gain membership to the club though. Win Wimbledon. Getting into the main draw is another video entirely, but if you want to fast track it, become a British citizen, get really good at tennis, make an impression on the Pro Tour, and hope for a wild card. This exclusivity dates back to the start of the club, and a lot of things at Wimbledon date back to the start. Traditions that repeat are a frequent occurrence on the lawns of the All England Club, and that history is one reason this event takes up so much space in the psyche of tennis lovers. The tradition, the exclusivity, the money, Wimbledon's old school vibe is the energy most people associate with tennis. Their branding plays into tennis stereotypes. I mean, there's no dissonance at Wimbledon. Fans know exactly what this tournament is. Now, apart from the history, the high standard at Wimbledon sets it apart from the other events. The grass courts are 100% perennial rye grass, cut every day to a height of exactly 8 millimeters. Even the ball kids are carefully selected. The All England Club receives over 1,000 applications from around 20 local schools. 250 ball kids are selected and go through multiple training sessions to become the most elite ball kid fleet in the world. The grounds crews make sure the soil isn't too soft, the tennis balls are refrigerated to maintain freshness, the strawberries and cream are sourced from local farms. I mean, everything here is done at the highest standard. And all these things culminate to make for the most special tennis tournament on the jam-packed tennis calendar. And the stories that come out of this event are just as special. From the qualifying rounds, where in 2019, Coco Gauff emerged to make her Wimbledon debut. The junior draw, where Jack Draper made that incredible run to the final in 2018. Or just last year, where Harry Heliovara became the first Finnish man to lift the doubles trophy, or when Alcaraz became just the 6th man in the Open era to achieve the Channel Slam. So when you watch Wimbledon, you'll notice the reactions to match wins are a little more special. The stakes feel higher, and Tennis Channel will guide you through each moment and each milestone from first ball to last. It's tradition. The last line is so corny.
I like it.